Hello there, good afternoon. Now today I'm standing outside the Edinburgh and I've just seen a story in the Dorset which we've shared onto our page, and I just felt I had to sort of chirp in and say something. It's nothing to do with me, I know, and you're quite right to say, Ian, it's none of your business, and I know that too. And I shall try and do this without using any naughty words. I was spoken to this morning by somebody, quite rightly too, who said to me, Ian, do you really need to use so many swear words? And when I thought about that, the right answer to that is, no, I don't need to use them. I'm just choosing to use them, probably because part of me is so bloody annoyed, but I'm going to stop, or try and stop. Anyway, so according to the article in the Echo, the police, because of one incident that happened last year, and from it seems, according to the way that the Echo have written the story, that the blame lies with a member of staff that is no longer here. And somebody was left unconscious out on the pavement and not getting proper first aid and so on and so forth, and they were left there for quite some time. And so because of that, the police feel that they've got no confidence in this pub. A pub that's been there probably a couple of 100 years, but all of a sudden they've got no confidence in it. And I just think that's an outrageous statement for the police to make, to be honest. Dorset police especially. Because I don't know of a pub or a shop or a business owner. I actually don't know of one that has got confidence in the police. The police are worried about having no confidence in one pub, whilst at the same time hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of businesses have completely and utterly lost confidence in the police. I mean, one of the most important things from a police point of view is that they are supposed to act without fear or favour, and they police by consent, our consent. And we know that Dorset police do act with favour, right? You're supposed to act without fear or favour, and they act with fear and favour. There are places they don't go because they're too frightened. There are things that they won't do because, oh no, they can't do it because they've only got 2 officers available. I remember the days, back in the days, when we would have the wooden tops, as they were called, the bobbies on the beat, and all they had was a truncheon, and these boys and girls would go up against people with guns. Nowadays, it seems that our police need to be completely and utterly tooled up, almost beyond recognition. I just wonder about that sometimes, you know, the cack-handed, mob-handed way they go about things, and literally trampling all over people, and the abusive way in which they arrest people and damage people. And I can say these things because they've done it to me, so I can say it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've stood and watched, because I had no choice, because I was prevented from even stepping in, but I stood not 20 yards away while a group of 5 drunken, they weren't even drunk, but a group of 5 blokes turned on a bloke walking down the street with his girlfriend or his wife, and they started kicking the wash names out of him. And right next to them, pulled up in the road, in the middle of the road, right next to what this was kicking off, there's a police car, police van, with 2 policemen in it. And the woman is banging on the police door. Help, help, help. And the 2 officers in that car just looked at her. And they, what's the name of the door? She couldn't open the door, and they wouldn't get out. And they wouldn't go out and help that person that was getting beaten up. That resonated with me. I've never forgot that. I think it was disgusting at the time. The officers concerned, disgusting. But that is the state of our policing nowadays. In a lot of cases, if they even think they're going to get a scratch or a bruise, they don't go in. They wait until there's more officers and more officers and more officers, and then they'll go in 6 or 8 and heavy-handed. And I just think that's wrong. And I think the police need to get the message through to them. The Chief Constable of Dorset, the Police and Crime Commissioner, the people that are in charge, it needs to filter down. It's like the UDL rubbish and security that we've got in Weymouth. It's not the security officer's individual fault, like it's not the police officer's individual fault. It's the way they're trained. It's what they're told they should do and what they shouldn't do. It's outrageous. And from, you know, the people that are the directors of UDL security, like Steve, I've only spoken to 2 people there, Steve and another chap. And the other chap I found to be quite amiable and okay, but Steve, absolutely obnoxious, and this is the owner of a security company, and the information and rules and training and support that they don't give their security officers. It's outrageous. And it's the same thing with the police, it's outrageous. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with it, but they do get away with it. I don't want to see the Edinburgh go down a pan, do you? It'd be outrageous to see the Edinburgh go down a pan, and apparently that's going to be decided on today. I hope that the people making this decision are making this decision based on years and years and years, and they're not making this decision based on one comment from Dorset Police, who, by the way, weren't even here. Because it's so hard to get a police officer on site, that's why the person was laying on the pavement for so long outside this pub. Nobody's mentioning that. I noticed the Echo haven't mentioned that in their story, and I noticed the police haven't mentioned that. The fact that it took them so long to attend. Why does it have to take them so long to attend? Because they haven't got the resources. As they said to me the other night, we haven't got the resources for the high level crime, let alone the resources for the low level crime. This is direct from Dorset Police. They do not have the resources for low level crime. They haven't got the resources for high level crime. So what are we supposed to do? Whatever it was that was kicking off that night, the police should have responded immediately. They should have been here within minutes. That's how it used to be in the old days. Technology, right? Technology is supposed to make everything better for us. CCTV, remember getting sold down that river? Oh, CCTV is going to be so good for us, because with all this CCTV, no one's going to be able to do anything that they shouldn't be doing. Even when you've got it on CCTV, the police are not interested. Unless you tie up in a nice, neat little bow and hand it to them on a silver platter so that they can just make an easy arrest, they're not interested. And they're certainly not interested in helping small businesses. That I've seen again and again and again and again. What we see is posts put out by Dorset Police of community officers walking around an area where there is no problem, there's no trouble. You know, how about taking a few of those pictures in an area where there is trouble? How about doing that? Anyway, if there's any way you've got any sway, anybody's got any sway whatsoever with the council, if I don't know what you can do on a situation like this, ring the council, bug them, tell them, don't vote against. We need the Edinburgh. Don't at the beginning of the season close down yet another pub. That would be one of the most shameful and stupidest things to do, based on one incident on one evening. I mean, if you're going to base things on one incident and one evening, then surely to goodness we'd have closed down Dorset Police by now for the absolute catastrophically high number of mistakes that they make. But we don't. And I don't believe the Edinburgh should be shut down just because of one incident. Anyway, say what you think. I'd be interested. Bye for now.